Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Dix here for the live stream. When you get an opportunity, you could come right on in and I'll give everybody a little bit of time. Um, I'm getting stuff situated on my phone. So that'll give people some time to come in. Turn that down. So come on in and we'll talk about the topic that I have right now. Hope so that's what we're waiting on. And what I'm going to do is, like I always start, I want to thank everybody for watching the stream. I want to thank everybody for any new listeners or old viewers or new ones. Look forward to meeting y'all and just come on in and put your stuff in the comments. So let me share the screen. So, as everybody knows, we are currently in the recession. And it is, regardless of what economists may say, we are already in the recession. We have a lot going on right now. And I remember back in 2008 when the recession happened, I was in school. I even said it in my last video. And I remember, 15, let's say 14, 15 years ago, because it lasted from 2007 to 2009. And I remember being in college and just seeing how things were going. It was devastating back then. I didn't have a full-time job. I was a college student, but I remember friends and family members losing their jobs. And, the thing is, many of those people were not able to recover. Some people were, but this time, what the issue is, we have a lot of people that are going to potentially. If you come in and can hear me, and see me, you can put it in the comments. But I'm gonna continue to go. I checked everything. Um, we have a lot of people that are going to lose their jobs, and stuff might happen and whatnot. But one of the things is, when we had the last recession, we did not have the threat of automation. And so you could see in my title, I talk about the 2008. Okay, thanks, Job Miles. I list in my topic the 2008 recession versus 2008 recession and automation, why many jobs are never coming back. One of the things is, when we had a recession in 2008, there was not the threat of automation. That was something that was far-fetched. And what happened, the people that lost their jobs that were able to get other jobs were able to get another job. But now we have a perfect storm pretty much. Not only are we in a recession, we have the threat of automation, which is pretty much eliminating jobs right now. So the thing is, you're going to have a lot of people that lose their jobs and they're not going to even have a job to go to. Before, you actually had a job to go to. Right now, you do not have a new job to go to. So that's why I listed that in the topic about '08 versus 2023. And we are in the recession already, regardless of what people tell you. Excuse me, we're in deep trouble already. Companies are laying thousands of people off. I was looking earlier to where mortgages are being foreclosed on. Big companies are already defaulting. So I'll pull that up for you. These are companies defaulting on big things. If y'all haven't looked this up. So I just saw it today. They said, maybe if I spell it right. So right now, this is just one of the articles I wanted to pull up. I'm gonna put it at 200%. We have Office landlords may just be the beginning, defaulting. $92 billion of office mortgages maturing this year. So basically, oh, that's something playing on the thing. Oh, so basically, we have companies that are not really paying their loans. And I don't know if y'all know this, many of the companies up in New York are starting to turn their office space, into they're starting to turn their office space into apartments. So I was just looking a little while ago. Saw this. Okay. So let's see, Reuters, however you want to say it. So this was just from Friday. Small U.S. banks imperiled by big office loans. Yep. So a lot of companies took loans out to build their office space. And now what's happening is with everybody working from home and with companies and with the inflation rate, they are losing potential people. If you don't have enough people, and if the inflation rate is not correct, how high it is now, you're losing money. So how do you pay your mortgage? You don't pay the mortgage. You don't pay the loan back. You pretty much just say, we're going to default on it. Yeah. So, that's pretty much what we're headed for right now. And to the new people that are coming in, thank you. I had just started talking about banks defaulting on their loans. I talked about the car payments, and let's see, you know what? Be common sense. Be best to look it up that way. I bet y'all when I get off of here, I'll be able to pull this up. Okay, let's go back. Bed Bath & Beyond. I think Bed Bath & Beyond is filing for bankruptcy, if I'm correct. So this is already a sign of what's to come. This is just from 2 months ago. They defaulted on their loan. So I reached my article limit. So other companies are doing the same thing. And what I wanted people to really see is this is where we're headed right now. If you got big billion-dollar companies already defaulting on their loans, what do people think that means for the regular person? Building loan. I'm sorry, y'all. My fingers are big. We'll come back to this. Oh, here we go. So a flood of defaults right here. So down in Los Angeles, defaulted in mid-February on 2 major properties with a combined worth of $784 million. That's just in Los Angeles. And I want y'all to think about, we have defaults going all over the United States, from companies to regular people. So that's why what I'm trying to get people to really see is, you just really need to see what's going on and take things more serious, because the worst is yet to come. That's just my understanding. And this is where we are headed to. To be honest, you can look at all of the stuff on the news all you want to. Right now, we are in the recession again. I reiterate that. But see, the difference now is automation is eliminating jobs. And I was talking with someone earlier about the workforce gap that we are having. Automation. So people don't, a lot of people still don't think this is true. Automation eliminating jobs. Let's look at. So here's an article from The Guardian. AI will kill off jobs. Look at right here. The IBM chief says it's a good thing that robots will replace a ton of white collar jobs. So y'all seeing what I'm pretty much seeing. This is here. So white collar jobs are not safe either. And cybersecurity, analytics. I tell people to go into those fields. But the big thing I tell people, you must become the subject matter expert. This is what you're about to face. This is from IBM. IBM is a well-known company. They're even talking about it's a good thing. So if it'll let me read up on it, which it probably won't, I hate that. I'm gonna have to start to use my other thing. And oh, so this is the self-checkout thing that we always talk about. Will self-checkout really eliminate jobs? We all know they are. People could sit here and lie. Self-checkouts are unpopular because if y'all don't realize this, you're not being forced yet to go to them. What's going to happen? You're going to be forced to go to a self-checkout. And stores might have three they might have three regular workers and the rest of the aisles, not aisles, checkouts or self-checkout. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be forced. And this is common sense. Are they replacing cashiers? Yes, they are. You're not paying the actual cashier. So some staff members are still necessary. This is what's I've said this to check ID, but eventually they'll be able to use facial recognition. Sales are often lost. Yes, I know there's a big I agree that you can't prevent all theft, but what everybody does not realize is they're going to perfect to get these systems down, and it will take jobs away. Self-checkout is inexpensive to install. The thing is, this article is listing that stuff, and I can negate that and pretty much say it's expensive right now, but when you don't have people to come to work, you'll bite the bullet. That's pretty much what's happening. So when you see articles like this, y'all, a lot of these articles are trying to keep you comfortable to try to prevent from what's really happening. And yep. So articles from 2017. So the price of food, I spent about $300 this Friday on food. Price of food. Let's see. News. Why grocery store expensive? Yeah, food is expensive everywhere. So y'all, $300. Eggs, the price of white bread was about 22% higher in January than 2 years ago. Flour is up 21%. Butter is up 31%. Walmart will be eliminated. Yep. My PR person sent me an article about in Walmart, they are focusing more on automation. So they're eliminating jobs. So people, this is here to come. Tell your friends, tell your family. I know many of the people that listen to the stream are pretty much up to date and believe it, but you got people out here still say, well, this ain't happening. No, this is real. And to show you, look right here. So if you have a child, schools are struggling to feed. You know what this is going to force more of? Unhealthy foods. Is going to enforce a lot of people to start homeschooling their kids. So y'all got to think about the budgets for next year for school systems. They're not going to be able to afford all of the food. They have to feed these kids 3 squares a day. So just think about how the recession that we're in is affecting things. It's the same stuff from 2008. Imagine if you have children, I was just stating that. Imagine if you have elderly parents or people living in with you. Yep. And actually right here, the reason the U.S. School children pay in this economy, feeding school children doesn't pay in this economy. It's actually a lot of money to feed kids. So it's very, very expensive to feed schools. I mean, it's very, very, very expensive to feed kids. And you got to think about a college campus too. Yes, they could say inflation is starting to come down. I actually do not believe that. Here's the article right here for y'all. Want to make sure it's at 200%. The cost of groceries are food prices going up. And this is just the way it was 15 years ago. Food was high. People were losing their jobs. My question to the people listening to the streamer that are going to listen to the replay, what are you going to do about it? You still have time to prepare. Out of all of the stuff I talk about, I tell people there is hope. You still can get a degree. You still can go into blue collar. You still can go into STEM fields. You can learn how this stuff works, because once this stuff becomes widespread, it is over for many jobs. You saw the article I stated about the IBM person saying, we're happy that many jobs can be done by robots because they're tired of people calling out. They're tired of people wanting a raise. Do y'all realize if they cut the workforce at many of these places with automation and robotics, they don't have to do salary negotiations with robots or automation? This is serious. I don't think people realize how serious once the recession becomes full steam ahead. In the last video, y'all, that I posted on Friday, I listed and I stated that nobody's going to feel sorry for you because of the choices you made. Many people, just like y'all know, got paid since March or April of 2020 till about the middle of last year. We're talking about sometimes 19 months to sit at home, and none of those people have anything to show for their life. I want y'all to think about that. Y'all know people just like I know the PPP loan fraud. They thought it was a game. Now people walking around like there is no money. The next time you walk into a grocery store, y'all, I want y'all to see how empty the grocery store is. Not with the food. You don't see people in a grocery store like you used to. Put a 1 in the chat, or you can comment in the chat on that. Think about the times you go to the grocery store. There are not many people in there. Y'all want to know why? They can't afford the food. You know how you used to go to the grocery store last year when they were sending out the STEMI money, as ABL was at Anthony Brown Logan, the STEMI checks, and everybody and their grandma was in there shopping. Nobody has money right now for that. So, yeah. And I put on the title of this video, The Recession. And so here's an article from Gallup News. Y'all, I just pulled this article up too. So we're both seeing this groundbreaking news. Half in US say they are worse off, higher since 2009. Right here, just search this article. 35% say they are better off, and half of everybody is worse off. Assessments are the worst since Great Depression era. 60% expect to be better off a year from now. Okay, we'll see how that happens. We got half of America that is pretty much worse off right now since Gallup asked this first question. So, y'all personally, I know people that are worse off since 2009, and it's 2023. You have people right now that cannot even survive right now. It's expensive. Lower income Americans. Y'all have heard Erica and I talk about this a lot on the channel. There is so much opportunity right now. People, what they don't realize in the months when the pandemic, y'all know the pandemic is slowly phasing out. I mean, you don't really hear a lot of people talking about the pandemic, like you used to. You know, a lot of people that were poor could have came up really in the last 18 to 19 months by just creating the correct business concept. And when I say the business concept, I'm talking about stuff that moves society forward. I'm not talking about hair, not talking about eyelashes. I'm talking about stuff like trash. I'm talking about landscaping. I'm talking about supply chain stuff. I'm talking about tech. I'm talking about bringing a service to people. I'm talking about, making it to where people can actually live a better life. So lower income people are worse off than they said last year. Middle income, 49%. Upper income. Most people, let's just be real, most people are worse off than they were last year. And with all the resources we have right now, there is really no reason why you should really be behind. So let's look at what Yahoo Finance. Y'all know I look at a lot of the articles Yahoo Finance puts up, and many of them don't really talk about jack. Unlike 2008, current housing market fundamentals are healthy. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna just tell people to be upfront with them. Y'all know a lot of people are gonna lose their houses once this stuff becomes widespread. People cannot afford to pay their mortgages. It's slowly coming to an end, and they've been hiding a lot of stuff. But the thing is, people have been filling in for people. The worst is yet to come from a lot of this stuff. So if you have a job right now, one of the biggest things I could tell you to do, I went to my manager and I asked them, and they said we were good. Please do not believe the crap about, oh, we're good. Go talk to management, send emails and ask them. With companies laying people off, I don't care if it's a blue collar or white collar job. You ask management, what does our forecast look like? If they say we good for 6 months, believe it, but don't believe it. And at this time in life, you should have some side hustles too. I recommend you to increase on your side hustles. I'm being honest with everybody. I'm over preparing. I'm encouraging y'all to over prepare. Talk to management. Look at your budget. Look at everything. Right now, if you never really financially plan for anything, you better pull out an Excel spreadsheet. You need to look at your cost of living. You need to look at what comes out of your bank account. You need to see what goes in your bank account. You need to try to minimize your life. Yesterday, I changed the oil on 2 of the vehicles that I have. And, I've been knowing how to do it. But I'm like, well, I'm gonna pay somebody to do it. I was busy. I had the time and I have all the stuff. So stuff like that. I mean, I don't expect everybody to be able to change their own oil on their car, but look at your finances and see what you could cut back on. But the biggest things too, make sure you're taking care of your mental health and your physical health. Invest in good foods. I know a good part of my budget goes to living, which is food and medical and exercising, because without that, you're not going to be able to have a good life. I'm just going to be honest. You can't work if you're not stable. So let's look at the housing market. So look at Newsweek right here, how housing market could collapse if banking I don't know, I have a hard time saying this word, congregation spreads, whatever. Y'all know what I mean by it. Congadon. They put these crazy words and instead of just saying if banking crisis explodes. I always get on people, write articles to where they're simplified. We don't need people to see how smart you are. So basically, in other words, if the banks keep failing, the mortgages are going to fail, which the mortgages are going to fail because if your mortgage is $1,700 a month and you lost your job and you and your wife, or however you want to call it, wife, husband, were living together, or boyfriend, girlfriend, if y'all pay a bill together, which is one of the most irresponsible things you could do, you never pay a bill together, 2 incomes. If one person loses and everybody put $900 together on the mortgage, y'all about to be homeless. There's no other way to say it. Don't ever in your life take 2 incomes to pay 1 bill. Never. That's how you become homeless. That's how you lose stuff. So basically what this article is stating, to sum it up, if the banks continue to fail, which some are still failing and they're trying to bail them out undercover, we're going to have a worse crisis. And what people don't realize, the average American cannot afford a house right now. I mean, who can afford a $400,000 to $500,000 house? And not only afford the house, you got to be able to afford the upkeep. You want to know how bad it is? Look, the New York Times, for sales, mansions in Los Angeles at bargain prices. So look at I don't know why would anybody want to live in Los Angeles. I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to live over there. That tax on those houses, I'm pretty sure is a couple of $1 million a year. Not a couple of million, maybe. I mean, if your house is 25 million, I'm pretty sure your tax every year on that house might be 2 million, 10% the value or whatever. Don't quote me on that. Mansion tax. Yep. So right here, they will impose a 4% tax on property sales above 5 million, and 5.5 tax on properties above the 10 million mark. Yep. And the tax must be paid by the seller. Ooh. So all right. Oops, had something come through. Some Ukrainians struggle to navigate tight U.S. housing market. If you ask me, I don't know why they need to navigate a housing market. That's another. Hold up. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why they would need to be worrying about the tight housing market. So y'all see right here about 100. Let me zoom in so y'all can see this. Oh, wow. Okay. It was saying that 115 Ukrainians, 1,000 Ukrainians are trying to navigate this market. So right here, housing market shockwaves to hit this U.S. city the hardest. San Francisco. Wow. Why? Well, I can't get my words out. I'm not surprised. I mean, with the policies they have over there, you would expect worse cities. Housing market was already dropping into a recession. So y'all can comment in the chats on this. Where you live at, what does the housing market look at? Let's see, median housing price. So, okay. So the median U.S. home price in February stood at $363,000, a 0.2%. Well, I said $400 off, but y'all could put in the comments how many people y'all know can afford a $363,000 house. I take that back. That is the median. Houses still probably averaging, depending on where you're trying to buy a house at, for $400,000. Rates are at 7% for a 30-year fixed rate. Think about a almost $400,000 house. The interest rate is at 7%. And to pay 10% would be $36,000. So if the people require you to put 3% down, that's maybe $5,000 to $10,000. Y'all don't quote me on the math. Just say if you want to buy that $363,000 house and you wanted to put 4% down, you're looking at somewhere $5,000 to $10,000. How many people have $5,000 to $10,000 to put down on a house? These are signs of the recession, and these are signs of you really need to tighten up your purse or your pocketbook or your wallet and look and see what's going on. Inventory is still short. The thing is, a builder cannot afford to build a house still if they don't have nobody to buy it. And with the prices of lumber and materials going up, they pass it on along to the buyer. So that's what's going on with that. Have y'all noticed you don't see a lot of people talking about their real estate agent now? They're getting up out of that. I want people to remember, anything where you can walk off the street and do it does not pay money. You can walk off the street, you can go train and pass the test, and you could be a real estate agent. People thought it was going to be, in 2020, I'm going to make money. No, you got to pay taxes. And the average person still does not make any money being a real estate agent. Remember, in life, the cream rises to the top. If y'all know anything about Macho Man Randy Savage, you could go look at the skit. It's a skit he did where he's pulling out these cream things for coffee. The cream does rise to the top. People, I want everybody to remember, you will never outwork people or make it above people that have a plan. I remember, y'all, when I was younger, you would see dope dealers that had quick money very fast. None of those dope dealers are even around. They're convicted fellas and they're making the same amount of money we're making, or either they are dead or broke. That goes to show you many people think it looks cool up front, but as time progresses, you will not make it. If you don't do things the right way, it never lasts. Same thing with real estate agents and anybody else. I'll argue with them and say, okay, so if you're a real estate agent and many people do not buy a house, how are you going to make it? Yeah, people are part-time, but you have to remember, Tevin, if you're only selling one house every 6 months, taxes, and then you got to pay money to the company you listed up under. So, yeah. And this is what happens. People, just like the big companies, bought, and y'all remember all the tech companies overhired. Some of the CEOs said, man, we overhired people. And now they got to lay people off. But some of those people will be able to get jobs, and some that don't have a skill set, hopefully retrain and do something. But everybody thought the housing market, this stuff ain't going to make it. The average American makes $40,000 to $50,000. They cannot afford to pay these high mortgages. That's another. So I've covered in my title. I've talked about automation, And let's see why jobs are not coming back. So this is from 2021. Many jobs may be coming back, y'all, but if y'all never heard of advanced manufacturing, I will let y'all see that. Advanced manufacturing. You're going to hear this a lot during the political campaigns coming up. They're going to say we're going to bring jobs back, but what people don't realize is they're going to bring jobs back, and they're going to be advanced manufacturing jobs, which is high level STEM. You know, let me look that up here. I have a whole section of bigger than this in my whole dissertation. It's oh, yeah. So right here, this is the future. Right here, 5 days ago, the U.S. Air Force, which is the Department of Defense, advanced manufacturing. There ain't nobody in that facility with safety glasses on, walking around, moving stuff around. Let me tell y'all, for $4.6 billion, commercial solutions. If you know what, I hate when this happens. So, Amentum has been selected single award to cooperative lab buying solutions like reverse engineering, 3D scanning, and additive manufacturing, robotic process. Yep, all of that is automation and technology. Brown skin girls, you could go purchase it. I'll put the link in the chat. You can go to ProQuest and see the first 24 pages, and then you have to pay for the rest of it because it's a copyrighted document. But yes, this is a perfect article. This is showing you these jobs are not coming back. I mean, these jobs are coming back, but this is all technology. To bring back U.S. manufacturing, we need to invest in advanced technologies. This is no humans. 3D printing. Y'all know 3D printing, the machine will do the printing, but they'll have you to pull the stuff off the line. If not, create it to where it could do it itself. So manufacturing is the future, but it does not require people. Here you go right here, advanced manufacturing. Y'all see this? Do y'all see any humans around? Nope. It's called advanced manufacturing. They use advanced manufacturing to build vehicles. It's big. I wrote about it in my research. Advanced. Let's see, building cars. It's called advanced manufacturing co-op. Yep. Honda deploys advanced manufacturing for the Civic family. This is right up my alley because I wrote about this. So all the Civic cars, yep, employing laser bracing techniques to Civic's advanced steel construction. Let me zoom into y'all so y'all can see this. Yep. So it opened in 2008 and employs 2,600 workers. They do sheet metal. Yep. So they're using advanced manufacturing to make that car. I can guarantee y'all, out of these 2,600 people, many of these people, let me go back to it, are going to lose their jobs. The people don't know that. That's why it's called advanced manufacturing, to get rid of people. It's technology. You know, you can see the picture right here of them putting the hatchback on, but I just want people to think about they're making things faster And y'all want to know, in manufacturing, unions are very, very big in manufacturing. So if they can automate many of these things, they can get rid of that. Yep, down in Greenville. Yep, Journey to Jasmine. If you live up in Greer, South Carolina, yep, that BMW place. Many of those people. Let me tell y'all a story about that place. The only way many of those people can afford to drive those cars, they have the program through BMW. You know, we have a very bad thing in life where people want to look successful instead of become successful. And many of those people cannot even afford, or they're able to get the car for a discounted price because they may have a defect when it goes through quality assurance. That's what people don't realize. Many of those people cannot afford those BMWs. If you ask them to buy one of those M series BMWs, if you know anything, like M series is like the fast BMW, and AMG is like the fast part of the Mercedes. That's like the group that'll make it fast. You know, I'll show y'all. I'll show y'all how M series BMW, show y'all how expensive these cars are. So I want y'all to see how many people walking around with $100,000 for, let's see, M series BMW. Let me go to shopping. Let me. Went to the wrong thing. So let's look at Carfax. Yeah, y'all see it right there. M series. That's a brand new one. $100,000. Crap. I'll hit back. Yeah, here we go. You'll see somebody running around in the 2012 version, 2008 version. You don't see nobody running around in the 2022 for $80,000. The $100,000 version. You don't see anybody running around in these M series. So when Jasmine said that, that's the first thing I thought about was the M series BMW, AMG, Mercedes. If I ever bought one of these cars, this is what I'm gonna go get. I would buy the AMG, the 6 series. Y'all, if I'm gonna go out big, I'm going out big. I'm gonna get the V12 or the bi-turbo. I'm not buying no little cheap ass raggedy Mercedes. I'm getting the S class. I want the fast one. I want 800. I want 700 horses. So when y'all see people in the streets with these kind of cars, trust me, the average person don't have no 50. Oh, here we go right here. This is a 2017. Hell, if I'm gonna go buy the AMG, I might as well get the V12. You know, people be skimping. This is what you're supposed to get. If I'm gonna buy one, right here, told you V12 right here. This is how you know people don't have no money. And y'all see, and you see Mercedes. Y'all could comment on this in the chat. Mercedes used to be exclusive. You could not buy a Mercedes unless you made a lot of money. So what they've done to feed to the consumer is to make the car smaller and cheaper. I see people with these little small Mercedes. I already know they're struggling. Mm-mm. I mean, I really got that money. I might as well get the Maybach one. You know, I might as well pull the Rick Ross and get the Maybach version. Or I'm gonna step into that at $115,000. So, you know, it is what it is. The S500 or the S600. That's what I would do. But you know, I'm probably gonna do the V12 because I love cars. And the reason I said that is we're in a world now to where yeah, make the cars more accessible. Yeah, that's exactly what they did, and now people still can't afford them. So the reason I brought that up is to show y'all that the economy and the world that we're living in is slowly spinning around. And many people are not going to be able to make it. I don't want y'all to be one. That's why I share the information with people. Genesis is nice. Yeah, but it's about the price of a Mercedes of a BMW. It's a Korean product. So Fortune magazine right here already passed the point of no return. JP Morgan says the U.S. probably headed for a recession as economic engines are about to turn off. And this is for March 21st. Let me zoom in so y'all can see this. Right here. So what happened? That bank failing was the beginning of the end. It kind of woke everybody up to say, "Uh-oh, we got a problem." Yeah, we do have a problem. We've been had a problem, but people were trying to band-aid it, trying to, as they say, kick the can down the road. Wall Street Bank predicts the U.S. is headed for a recession. I think we're headed for one probably in the summer. This might be the last year you see a lot of people y'all just like outright traveling, and y'all know they ain't got no money. Because I showed y'all on a video the amount of credit card debt people have. So again, if you are able to take care of yourself, you're blessed. If you have to take care of other people, but please make sure that you are getting all your finances in order. Check your credit card bill. Don't go buy. Oh, right now is not the time to go buy anything very expensive unless you get a deal of a lifetime. I'm dead serious. Yeah. Yeah, people did over leverage. I'm gonna go through all the comments. Yeah, I see that comment. Yeah, people did over leverage themselves. And it's catching up with people right now. Y'all, we're gonna have a labor. This is something else too. I'm gonna spend about 15 more minutes and I'm gonna go 15. We're gonna have a labor shortage. Y'all, due to a lot of people not having kids, y'all know baby boomers. My parents had 3. Y'all know the average people used to have 3 to 4 kids. If people even have kids now, they only have 1, maybe 2. So the problem now is people just don't have kids anymore. So y'all know what this means right here. Oh crap! If it comes, this to me looks like automation. If you're gonna have, yeah, I've said this to people, and a lot of people like, where do you get that from? We're going to have a labor shortage for years because once all the baby boomers go home, you know, they pass or they go to retire, there is nobody to replace them. I don't even have kids yet, and I'll be 39. I know a lot of people that don't have kids, and then the people that I know have kids, they only have 1. You know, the average family, my mom came from a family of like 10 and my dad came from a family of 10. That was 20 people. So if 2 people died, you had 18 people to replace them. You know, that was the thing back then to have that many kids. That's where we're headed now. Yeah, having children are expensive and, you know, there are a big burden. You know, it takes a lot to raise a child. So some people are just opting not to have kids. People have their animals as kids. Or people just not having kids, or they're like me, they're waiting until they get later. It costs lots of money to raise children, and it takes a lot. And the pandemic is so I want y'all to look at this. This is an article from 5 years ago. Been talking about this for you. Y'all, I was talking to people about them automating jobs back in 2018, and nobody would listen to me. People are like, you don't know what you're talking about, but y'all, here we are. Do fewer babies in the U.S. now mean fewer workers in the future? Absolutely. So this was a problem we were experiencing 5 years ago. Birth rates declined. This is 6 years ago for women in their teens, 20s, and 30s, heading to the fewest babies born in 30 years. Do y'all realize this was 6 years ago? And this was prior to even a pandemic or anything coming around. The lowest in May 2018, y'all, we only had 3.8 million kids being born. And the last census, we only had about 331 million people. And life expectancy is up for everybody. So we have people living longer too. Most baby boomers, and a lot of people, excuse me, unless you know they get real sick or people die by homicide or something else, y'all, the life expectancy of people is really, really going up. And y'all, I'm probably gonna create a I'm gonna probably create a video about this so y'all can watch on my channel and talk about this, about how the birth rate from 6 years ago is going to impact and influence automation. So this is back in 2017. So births have been declining, y'all, since for 9 years. 17 saw the greatest drop to about 92,000 less. Yep. They're looking at immigrants, and automation, or they just eliminate jobs, period. So a lot of people don't even know this is happening. And this is worldwide. It's just not the United States. Here we go right here. North Carolina State University. Will there be a permanent labor shortage? I absolutely think there will be a permanent labor shortage because we don't have enough people. Why y'all think they're letting all the immigrants come through the border to an extent? Because we're not having, a lot of people are not just having kids. We're going to continue. Yep. The U.S. birth rate has been let me see. This article was from November 5th, 2021. Statistics show the U.S. birth rate has been steadily declining and is below the replacement rate. The latest birth rate for 2020 is 1.6. Low. We must have 2.1, I guess, births per person a year. I guess that's what that means. Yep. So immigration has prevented this, but there's no assurance it will continue on. Yep. So that's why kind of the borders are wide open. Too, that is influencing that. Here we go right here. One possibility is technology will fill the gap left by workers. The capability of technology to perform human tasks. Yep. I just want y'all to sit there and look at that's pretty much automation. So it makes me feel greater, and I have a glee in my eyes showing people that they're automating everything. Majority of jobs. Yep. So even 5 years ago, this is 2016, British economists created big headlines by estimating that almost half of occupations were susceptible to having machines replace people and performing work tasks. So what a great time in life to be alive, y'all. I'm telling y'all, there are not going to be enough people to replace people. What does that mean for you? That means you could create an industry of your own. If you don't see it out there, y'all create it. I'm dead serious. That's why I go so hard for automation, because when I was researching y'all back 5 years ago, this is what I was seeing. And I know rural areas where I live, like in South Carolina, people cannot afford to have kids. The thing is, you have people that want to have 3 and 4 kids, but when your household income is $75,000 a year with 2 people, you don't even make enough money to take care of kids. Child care is high. Insurance is high. Education is high. They have too many badass kids in every school right now. And that's why a lot of schools will be trying to become charter schools or become private schools. Then if you want to have your child in private school, how many people can afford $25,000 to $30,000 a year to send one of their kids to a private school? So if you have 2, that's $60,000 to $65,000. Here's another article. Y'all feel free to look these up, but share these with your friends and family. We're in a world of trouble. Technology can fix some of this, y'all, but it cannot fix a lot of this. Well, people can say people don't want to work. Even though the pandemic, y'all, I think it took out like let's see how many people died during the pandemic deaths. I wonder how many people passed in the United States. Okay, yeah. Let's just say 3 million people died in the United States, y'all. Understand? Okay. So 3 million people died. I think about 2 million people died in the United States. That still is not enough to even affect. Oh. See what the CDC says. And if you lost somebody to the pandemic, you know, I extend my condolences to you. So, okay. So, March 2023, we only had about 1.1 million people die from the pandemic. So, people could say, oh, it's because they lost people during the pandemic. Y'all see the numbers. Let me zoom in. Y'all see the numbers right here. We only had 1.1 million people, and this is the latest data. We still have about 130 something thousand cases, but we only have that many people die. So even that many people passing during the pandemic still has not influenced the labor shortage. And I could tell y'all the labor shortage is going to get worse. People are not going to have kids. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I'm undecided if I'm going to have kids. I'm telling y'all, the world we're in and what I'm seeing and how they're trying to just have kids, learn about this, learn about that, and not try to prepare kids. I don't know. I used to sometimes wish I had got married when I was younger. And, you know, now my kid could have been 14 or 15. Y'all, I am so thankful. And my heart goes out to y'all that have kids or you have nieces or nephews that you help raise. It is so much against kids. And when I was younger, whatever your parents told you, there was nothing to check it against. So you had to believe it. Now people can tell their kids one thing, and guess what the kids do? They Google it and say, that's not the truth. So you're fighting against the world and you're fighting against parenting. And there is no book on how to raise a kid, y'all. So my heart goes out to y'all. So I don't know. I'm undecided right now. I'm dead serious. I used to say I wanted kids, but I'm undecided. I'm dead serious. I'm undecided on like marriage right now, anything, because it's just we have so much right now going on, and this is regardless of gender or race, male or female. There's just so much going on right now, and I think about having a child and raising them in the world we're in right now. It is very tough. It's not about me having freedom. I just think about the time and the money it takes to raise that child and the values. Because I could tell a child one thing and they can go learn something else. So, and then I've heard about kids telling their parents, you can't tell me what to do. They 13 and 14. You know, back in the day, my parents would have kicked my ass out the house. You wouldn't have said that because, you know, it was disrespectful. But kids now say whatever. And you know me, I'm from the old school. I'm a traditional man. You know, the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just kick your ass out the door. I'm gonna just have your stuff waiting out there and say, bye, get it, fend for yourself. So I've covered everything during this live stream, the 2008 recession, the 2023. Y'all, I like to make sure I cover everything, automation, and why jobs may not be coming back. I'm gonna go through some of the comments. And frying pan. Oh, how you funny. I know you get that from. All right. So, yeah, I agree about the SME. Yep. Engineering cannabis. Everybody, regardless of your degree or education, become the subject matter expert in any field. Become the person to where they have to come talk to you, or you know what's going on better than anyone else. That's what I mean. That's what I mean about becoming the subject matter expert. Yeah, robots that can change tires and unload cars in the area of Dallas, Texas. I'm gonna have to look that up. Walmart will be eliminating a lot of jobs and pushing online state. Becoming one media. That's what they're pushing. We're gonna look at the article quick like. Hold up. Y'all, my PR person sent it to me. And here we go, right here. I like to give y'all proof of what I'm talking about. Walmart cutting staff levels at U.S. warehouses and automation push. What does this say right there? I didn't make this up, and becoming one me. Look at the article, y'all. This is from March 24, 2023. So Walmart is even getting in on it. So, yep. 111. Thank y'all. Thank you, Jock Miles, Brandy One Me, Brandy L. My brother's a mechanic. Yeah, I thank God, y'all. When I'm able to work on my car, I thank God and my father. Oh my God, I changed the alternator on one of the vehicles the other day. Y'all do not realize I know how to do that stuff. It took me about 2 hours. I had to take the shroud and the clutch off the fan, take the serpentine belt off, replace it, put it in, put it on, connect the hoses. But that stuff I've been knowing how to do since I was younger. Change the oil on them and everything. So it's really second nature to me. It's just taking the time and getting dirty. But yeah, I thank God every day that my father showed my brother and I how to do that. Hey, Aaliyah. Most real estate agents do. Yep, they do. I talked about that earlier. Yep, this is my dad's best friend is still locked up. And I think Jock Miles said for 29 years ago, wow, for selling drugs, trying to go the easy way. And I bet if you were to go talk to him in jail, he would gladly tell you, I wish I would have did it the right way. Out in North Carolina, Lexington, yep, the prices are going up because some people have money, but majority of people don't have it. They know right now people are going to try to buy houses and rent them. And we really do need to stop corporate landlords. Housing will be automated. That's something else I'll cover, brown skin girls. Yep. Real estate agents going to be a thing of the past, and they are something that can be automated, but they have to have a subject matter expert to know how to write the software. Yeah. I will put that in a comment, brown skin girls, so you can view the link to my dissertation. Yep. Using robotics. Yep. Advanced manufacturing is very scary. Yep. I know exactly where Journey to Jasmine is talking about. Yeah, the BMWs, people get that 30% rate. And y'all want to know, too, if the people leave that job, then they got to turn the car in, and people going to ask them, what happened to the car you had? That lets you already know they trying to stunt and don't have that money. Yep, you got to make $300,000 to drive $100,000+ car. That's what I say. This is how I look at it. If the car is $75,000, you got to make double the salary. That's how I look at it. If your car 40, you need to make 80. If your car 100,000, you got to make 200,000. That way you can fix it or pay the stuff. Yeah, cars more accessible. Genesis is nice. I've seen some of those, the G90, and they're very true brown skin girls. People did over leverage themselves, and now they stressed and really feeling it. People feeling the cost of them. Yep. Yeah, I have a bunch of cousins, but the generation after me do not have many. Yeah, we're talking about the article about the low birth rate. Yeah, people are trying to creating cogs for capitalism to keep itself going. I want a family, but I want them to have a quality life. That's exactly how I feel too. Yeah, the birth rate is going to continue to go low. They're going to keep bringing in immigrants to help fill the void, y'all. And they are getting voting rights and everything else. Yeah, I saw the thing about the school shooting in Dallas. You know, you got kids, you know, it's kind of nerve wracking to send them to school now. And the school curriculum, all school curriculums need to be redone. It is very, very crappy. And frying pan, we know the frying pan and the eggs. Yeah, Journey to Jasmines. I agree with the science as well. The cost per will influences and the money that can be attained by this criminal creature hard to shield children from this world. It is very hard to shield children from this crazy ass world we're living in. And you could do all you can. You know, even though I live in the country, there's only so much. And lastly, my uncle taught me the basic maintenance stuff. Yes, it pays to know how to work on your own vehicle. So again, y'all, I am going to in my stream, I'm gonna get them down to about an hour now. It's Sunday. It is sunny down here in South Carolina. I see the sun out, and I am going to make sure that I enjoy some more of this weather. And lastly, brown skin girls, yep, take that phone, which is kind of hard now because you know kids now you have to pick them up for rides and stuff. So again, y'all, this is Dr. Dix. I appreciate you joining my live, and I will be releasing another video this Friday. So have a good one, and like, share, and subscribe, and tell a friend about it, and we will talk again. Have a good one.